Hey everybody, this is Neil McSpadden. I had a request to do a video on some keyword research, a quick step-by-step method that you can follow in order to find keywords that are you can put into a silo and that you can generate some income from. So, first thing is this is kind of a, let's say, a 9-step process, and I'm going to take you through each step as outlined on my post on Source Infinitum's forum. So the first step is to pick a niche that is what I call Tier 2. So a Tier 1 niche would be something extremely broad, like health. That's too broad for what we need right here. Everything's about getting rich in your niche. So let's go to Tier 2, which would be something under health. So I'm going to go with dieting because that's always popular. So what we want to do is take that niche in tier 2, in this case dieting, and we want to combine it with a superlative and a product. So by superlative, I mean top 10, best, number 1, tips for, phrases like that. So you want to create an overall phrase that is going to pick up posts that people have made in the past, either on forums or on individual websites or on review sites, where they've decided that this thing is great. In fact, let's add great. And then we're going to have our suffix, our products, product words. Like just products, supplements, books, courses, information, things like that. And then we're going to combine our superlative, our tier 2 niche, and our product keyword. So I'm going to go with best dieting books. So you can see this is my superlative, this is my tier 2 niche, and this is my product word. Okay, now we're going to take that, copy, and go over to Google. So let's open a private window and go to Google. You always want to do this kind of stuff in private or incognito windows because you don't want any login or cookie information you have to affect your search. So best dieting books. And the top result is here from Fox News, top 10 diet books. If you wanted to look more, there's also Amazon bestsellers, more Amazon, Barnes & Noble. I didn't even know they were still around. So let's just go to top 10 diet books. And when this finally loads, okay, so we've got Crazy Sexy Diet, The Emotional Eater's Repair Manual, Practical Paleo, French Women Don't Get Fat, Gluten-Free Every Day, Skinny Bitch in the Kitsch, Raw Food Real World, Making Weight Control Second Nature, The Joy Fit Club, Substitute Yourself Skinny. Okay, so all of these are now product words that we can do keyword searches on. So what you're going to want to do is go to Longtail Pro Platinum, which is this thing, and we want to create a new project. And if you want to look below the video, I should have a link for where to get this. This is my favorite keyword research tool, and you'll see why in just a minute. Now let's say we're going to title this project Best Dieting Books, because that was what we had. So, oops, wrong one. So I'm going to search for French Women Don't Get Fat. Okay, that's going to be my seed keyword. I'm going to add that. And then under Apply Filters, I'm going to look for average local searches, which is 800. Now this is a monthly figure. So 800 per month would be about 10,000 people per year. And number of words, I want to be 3 or higher. If you want, you can also search for domain availability. So I'm going to search for the com, the net, and the org, see if those are available, and I click generate. And depending on how many keywords it finds, it can take a couple minutes. There were 27 results found, but 26 of them were filtered out because they didn't have enough search value. Okay. The apostrophe is giving it some problems with the domains. And okay, so to find out how competitive this word is, usually there's a little box that pops up here, but sometimes it doesn't work quite properly. So we click on the keyword, and it goes into the competitor analysis. And what this does is it goes out to Google, and it pulls the first 10 results from the first search engine result page, and then it checks page authority, links, domain authority, Moz rank, page rank, all that stuff. And it'll compile all that into a single number as an average keyword competitiveness score. So you can see that the most of the sites here have decent page rank, 4s and 3s, a couple 2s, some with none. They all have a good bit of age on them. And the competitiveness of this keyword is 40, which is too high. We want 35 or lower. Okay, so that means we can't use this keyword. Or you can, but it'll be hard. And we want to be shooting fish in a barrel. In fact, you want to shoot fish in a barrel that's stuffed with fish and using a bazooka. That's how easy you want your site to be. So we're going to get rid of that keyword. And instead, I'm going to go to gluten-free everyday. So I'm going to put that in as my seed keyword. I'm going to add that. And same filters. And click generate. Now, I've run this before, so I know that there will be a lot more results instead of just the one that we found the first time. And takes a few seconds here. The one thing I wish Longtail Pro Platinum had was proxy support, so that I could run 20 searches at a time and not overload Google. And you'll see why that matters in just a minute. Okay. So it's pulling back all the results and filtering. Okay, so there were 800 results. 625 of them were filtered out, leaving us with 176. And now it's checking all the domains. The domain availability is not so much for actually going out and purchasing an exact match domain. Exact matches, while they work, they can give you issues if you're not very careful about your anchor text. What it does tell you, though, is that other SEOs or other people building websites have not already claimed that particular keyword, and so there's less competition, essentially. So you can further narrow down your results by only looking at the keywords that have one of these domains available. And that way you're, again, stacking the odds in your favor. So here, these little calculate buttons are, they're going to go out and do all that competitor analysis that we saw before. But instead of, displaying the whole table, it's just going to give us the final result. So we click calculate. And usually I do about 4 or 5 at a time. And it, takes a few seconds each time. So we're going to let the first 4 load here. And you can see, okay, we've got 42, 30, 30, and 45. So 45 is too high, 42 is too high, but 30s are good. So again, because of the proxy issue, you don't want to hammer Google with doing too many of these at one time. You'll get CAPTCHA questions coming up because Google thinks, correctly, that you are using automated tools to pull information, which they don't want. So just take it slow, do 4 at a time, take a break for 15 seconds, and then do 4 more. Usually what I do is I'll be doing something else in another window, and I'll just click on these whenever I notice them out of the corner of my eye. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to go through all of the keywords that have available domains, just to kind of lighten the load here a little bit, and I'll come back when that's done. So hang on just a second. Okay, and we're back. Now that was just a second for you. That was about 20 minutes for me. So I went through all the keywords that had available domains, and I've checked the competition on all of them. So that brings us to step 6. We're going to eliminate everything that has a competition score greater than 35. So I'm going to sort by competition. And, okay, so I just like to go to the bottom. And 48, way too high. So we're going to just get rid of everything above 35. Okay. So now everything that's left has a score under 35. And you can see that, I mean, we've got 17s, we've got 18s, 22, 26. So everybody who might be out there saying that, you know, keywords are too hard to find, everything's been taken, they just aren't very good at keyword research. The thing about long tails like this is that they're always new. So 40%, well, roughly 40% of the searches done in any particular year, according to Google statistics, are brand new for that year. You know, trends change, people's tastes change, new things crop up, you know, old things fall away. So there's always new things to find and new things to build sites about. So gluten-free, I mean, that's been around for a long time, but it hasn't been really popular until past 5 years or so. So there are plenty of opportunities in any niche by just doing a little bit of research this way. So now what we want to do is we want to group these keywords by theme and then divide them by difficulty. So you can do that manually, but of course I don't recommend doing anything manually if you can avoid it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Export here. And alright, so let's see, bestdietingbooks.csv, that's fine as a file name. And we'll go ahead and bring that up. So desktop, and then best dieting books. Okay. So let's expand the column so we can see everything. Now you'll notice I have not focused at all on CPC, and that's going to depend on your strategy. If you're building an AdSense site, then certainly you want to look at the CPC and see if it's worthwhile to you. Incidentally, I'll show you a quick way to calculate the value of AdSense traffic. So, according to tests that have been done, basically around 35% of users who search for a particular keyword are going to click on the first result that pops up on the search engine results page. So what we're going to do is take the local searches and multiply that by 35%. Okay, now of those, so this is, let's say, traffic. Let's say next thing will be AdSense Clicks. So of the people who hit your site, roughly, let's say 5% are going to click on an ad. So we multiply that traffic number by 5%. And then each click is worth whatever the CPC is. So AdSense CPC. So we're going to multiply those 22.75 clicks by the average CPC number. So that's $16.84, and this is a monthly figure because the traffic is a monthly figure. So you don't get the $16.84 though; you actually get 68% of that. So partner share is 68% of that $16.84. So if you ranked number 1 for gluten-free pantry, somebody, 1,300 people search for it, 455 of those actually land on your site. Of the 455, 22 or 23 click on an ad. Of those 22 or 23 people, that generates $16.84 of total AdSense revenue, of which your share is $11.45. So you could do that for all of these and figure out which keywords are worth going after. And you weigh the partner share against the keyword competition. So actually, let's just go ahead and do that. I mean, I'm not too interested in building an AdSense site, but some people are. So, okay. So these ones have no keyword score because, well, they didn't have available domains, so I didn't even bother. You could go through them if you want, but I don't care enough. So we're going to delete all those. Okay. So let's do the AdSense traffic or AdSense value here. Okay, these are sorted for competition. The higher the competition, the harder it is. So what we want to do if you're doing an AdSense site is you want to find keywords that have high AdSense values but low competition. So something that stands out like right away is this keyword, gluten-free meatloaf. And it has a partner share of $43 per month. And it's got a keyword competition of 20, which is pretty easy. So the reason is because it doesn't have very high CPC, but it does have a lot of searches. So when you combine the two, it works out pretty well. Here's another one for $30, gluten-free carrot cake. And here's $105, gluten-free oatmeal cookies. So this is for the #1 spot if you manage to rank at that spot. So this is kind of an upper bound for AdSense earnings. But it's better than going after a keyword that only has $1.05 in potential AdSense earnings. But if you follow Becker's stuff, he talks about AdSense being kind of the kindergarten of internet marketing. So it's easy and it works, but it's not very high paying. So you can do this if you want. It's a quick little tip, but not what we're going to focus on here. So I'll just hide those for the moment. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go through these keywords and group them in terms of theme. So snickerdoodles would be a dessert. Chicken and dumplings would be, let's say, entree, and baking, and entree again for ravioli. Egg noodles would be baking. Meatloaf would be an entree. Pita bread would be baking. Tortilla, let's call that baking. Dumplings would be an entree. Pop-Tarts would be, I don't know, you call it dessert or maybe breakfast. Carrot cakes are dessert. Crock pot would be, let's say, cooking. Peanut butter, let's call it condiment. And you go through and just group all of these things. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video again so you don't have to watch me go through all this, and we'll come back in a second. Okay, we're back again. So I've gone through the 87 keywords and categorized them by theme. Okay, so now we just need to sort. So I'm going to go to sort and filter. And filter. So if you've never used this before, the filter function allows you to select groups of things in each column. So under themes, we've got baking, breakfast, condiment, cooking, dessert, diet, and entree. So let's look at just the baking terms. Okay, so we've got 20 records found. Now that's way too many keywords to make each keyword a page on a silo. We don't want something with 20 pages deep. I mean, you can do it, but it's kind of a pain. So instead, we want to look at a little bit more intelligently. So if we look here, we've got biscuit there, biscuits, biscuit or Bisquick, muffins. So what we could do is we could create a page that says, we've got our site is going to be xyz.com, and then we're going to have, let's say, category gluten-free baking. And then under that category, or under that master or silo top, we're going to have different things. We're going to have biscuits, we're going to have tortillas, because I see a bunch of those. We're going to have noodles, all things that we could bake. Bread, obviously. And we've got some, let's see, I think that covers most things. And, well, pretzels are a type of bread, I guess. So, now we can take each of these sub-pages in the silo, and then we want to hit them with links using the different keywords that are related. So if we're looking for biscuits, we've got gluten-free biscuit recipe. We've got puff pastry, I think would qualify. Flat biscuits. We've got rolls. Those are similar. Muffins. Bisquick. Muffins. More Bisquick. Okay, so we have 8 keywords to target the biscuits page with. Okay, so you have to remember our URL is going to be xyz.com/glutenfreebaking/biscuits. So we have biscuits, we have gluten-free already in the URL. It doesn't have to be an exact match in each page. And then we've got these links that are coming into it from our private network. So then we go to tortillas, and we got tortilla recipe, and tortillas. Well, let's just call it tortillas and buns. So let's add the hamburger bun, which I saw somewhere. Here it is. And okay, so then we do noodles. We've got egg noodles. And I thought I saw more noodles. Okay, well, under bread we'd have sourdough bread, pita bread. Let's see, flatbread. Bread machine recipes, wheat-free bread machine, bread recipes, French bread, wheat-free bread. And let's do pretzels too. Okay, so the noodles is a little thin. I'd probably just get rid of that. So let's do that. Okay, so this is our gluten-free baking silo. We're going to have top of the silo, subpage 1, subpage 2, subpage 3, and then links for each page. And then we go through the rest of it. So I'm going to pause it again, and, well, actually let's show you one more, just to help drive the point home. So under breakfast, so we'll say gluten-free breakfasts. And, well, we've got lots of waffles, English muffins, oatmeal. That's probably just one page, honestly. So let's copy that. Paste special. Transpose. Okay. And condiments. Again, we've only got, let's see, 5 links here, so let's say gluten-free condiments. Paste special, transpose. Okay. And cooking. Cooking had a lot. Okay. So gluten-free cooking. We've got recipes. And let's say pasta. Shopping. I think that'll about do it. Let's say crockpot recipes would obviously be under recipes. Lasagna noodles. Well, I guess we could have put that with, that was back under baking, I suppose. The egg noodles. Alright, we'll copy that into the pasta. And go back. Breadcrumbs would be under shopping, I guess. Grocery list would be under shopping. Naturally gluten-free foods. Let's put that under shopping also. Gluten-free, dairy-free recipes. Gluten-free, dairy-free diet. Oh, I had another one. We're going to call that diet. Gluten-free recipes for dinner. Salt-free recipes. Chicken recipes. Gluten-free noodles. Shopping list. Slow cooker recipes. And, and on these pages we would of course have content and videos and all things related to all these different keywords, so that of course it would make sense for a visitor to stay and look around. I'm going to put cookies under desserts. Vegetarian, gluten-free recipes, gluten-free vegetarian recipes, and lactose-free recipes. Okay, so I'm going to pause again and keep doing this. Okay, so now I've gone through all the keywords and grouped them by theme and gotten a spread of difficulty in keywords. So basically, these are our silos, and I mean you can play around with this a little bit. It's open to interpretation. So I've got one silo on baking, one silo on condiments, one on cooking, one on desserts, one just kind of on the diet in general, and last one on entrees. Within those, we've got biscuits, tortillas, buns, and bread. This one doesn't have any subpages, so I might just get rid of that or include it underneath something else. I did that with the breakfast. Originally it was its own silo, but then I put it under the entrees. Cooking, recipes, pasta, shopping. Dessert, we've got cookies, cakes, and miscellaneous. Diet has no subpages, so again, might eliminate that or move it under something else. And then we've got the entrees, dinner, lunch, breakfast. And these are the keywords we're going to target for each of these pages. They are in a range of keyword difficulties, and so likely you're going to rank for the easy ones first, and then later on rank for the harder ones, and that is pretty much your site design. So once you have that, you just build the site, build the silos, and then start hitting them with links. And what you're going to want to do is go through all of these links first, and then all the second links, and then all the third links, and then all the fourth links, and then all the fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth. I think this one goes out to 10, which is a lot of links to a lot of anchor text to use. And you can always add modifiers on these, because in today's Penguin world, we don't want to be too focused on any one keyword. So here we've got gluten-free biscuit recipe. You can add best, or delicious, or whatever sort of modifier to change the anchor text, but still include that term, and that is going to help you in your rankings. So that's about it. If there are any questions, leave a comment below, and if you need links to Longtail Pro, I've got a link beneath the video here. It is an affiliate link, so if you think it'll be useful for you, go ahead and check it out. I highly recommend it. And we'll see you next time.